this is working, so it's not crazy echoing. We go back and watch the recording and it's totally crazy. But my name's Megan. If I haven't met you yet, I see a couple new faces. Nice to see you today, Kelly and Chelsea, Lynn, Suzanne, and hello, Maureen. I know you're checking some people in. So let's get started in child's pose. No time to waste. Take your knees out nice and wide. Give yourself some room to breathe and spread out. Really turn your attention to your breath here. So fill your lungs all the way, reach forward. And then exhale, elongate your spine. Press your tailbone over your heels. We'll be here 3 more breaths. Really set up here. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Fill your lungs all the way. Reach forward. Literally walk your fingers all the way forward. Exhale, press back. One last breath all together. Fill up, reach forward. Exhale, sink over your heels. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Create an inverted V with your body. And take whatever movement feels good here. If you need to walk it out, shake your head out. Start listening to your body and what you really, really need here. Draw your outer shins in. Press back. Set your gaze right in between your feet at the back of your mat and find stillness for 2 more breaths. Last breath together, breathe all the way in. Sigh out, press back. Fire up the backs of your thighs. Look towards the front of your mat and walk all the way forward for ragdoll. Take your feet like further than your hips, like spread them out and reach your tailbone towards the sky, the crown of your head towards the floor. Shake your head yes, no, always end in a yes. Draw the pit of your belly in and up and then fold even deeper. 3 more breaths. Last one, all together. Fill your lungs, feel your lungs expand all the way. And sigh all the way out. Release your hands towards the ground and toe heel your feet together. Rise up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Reach your hands towards the sky. Good morning, good to see your faces. Take a big breath in, elongate, get taller. And bring your hands to heart center. We'll take 1 powerful Om together. Big breath in. Beautiful. Tadasana. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Breathe all the way in and fold forward. Halfway lift, flatten your spine. And literally feel from your tailbone to the crown of your head, elongate and flatten, nice straight spine. Now fold forward. Halfway lift, flat spine, inhale, high plank. First plank of the day, unless you were doing planks at 5:45 before we started. So really like feel your body, like integrate here. Integrate your core, press into the earth. Straighten your legs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, low plank. Come to a hover. Draw your shoulder blades in towards your spine and press them into your body. Big breath in. Exhale, upward facing dog. Reach forward. It's good to take time. Reach like your shoulder blades towards your spine. Take a big breath in. Downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Big breath in. Sigh all the way out. Look towards the front of your mat. Go forward. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Tadasana, reach up. Take a tiny back bend. Fill your lungs. Smile. And then fold forward. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, high plank. Big breath in. Low plank. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So moving with your breath. Look towards the front of your mat. Hop forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Tadasana, reach up. 1 big breath. Fill your lungs. And fold forward. Halfway lift. High plank. To low plank. Upward facing dog. Big breath in. Downward facing dog. Sigh it out. Look towards the front of your mat. Go there. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Tadasana, reach up, get taller, spark your fingers, go back, and fold forward. Halfway lift, big breath in, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath here together, all the way in. Sigh all the way out. Look towards the front of your mat, hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your big toes together and then leave a tiny space in between your heels. Take your time to set up this first chair pose. Look down at your toes, make sure your knees aren't popping out in front of them. Your whole body goes forward. That's wrong. You really want to put the weight in your heels, sink even deeper. These are beautiful chairs, I love it. Now sink even deeper, 1 more time. Don't hold back. Big breath in, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, chaturanga. To the floor you flow. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior 1. Right foot to right hand, and rise up. Root into the 4 corners of both feet. And bring your intention to your left hip. Peel your left hip forward. Square your hips towards the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Fill all. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior 1. No judgment if this side feels any different, or maybe it's better, maybe it's your tight side, or what, no judgment here. Just feel this pose. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Press back with your shoulder blades. Big breath in. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Press back. Look towards the front of your mat. Float forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. For 1 quick breath, sink really, really deep. Now fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior 1. 1 breath, rise up, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Press your knee out towards your pinky toe. Big breath in, sink even deeper. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior 1, rise up. Big breath in. Warrior 2, open up to the side. Press your knee out towards your pinky toe. Set your gaze over your front middle finger. Come even deeper into your lunge. Walk your toes forward a bit more. Big breath in. Chaturanga. To the floor you flow. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Look towards the front of your mat, float forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Take this one deeper than you ever have. Like sink all the way where you feel like you might fall on your butt. It's totally okay if you do. Take a big breath in, sink even deeper, and fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Move with your breath. Right foot forward, warrior one. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale. And peel your whole side body open. Like peel your hip back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Sink deep. Last breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Rise up, breathe in. Open up, warrior two. Set your gaze, press that knee out towards your pinky toe. Last breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. You did it. Great job. Take a couple breaths here. We'll take a quick rest. You know it's heating up when down dog is rest. That's what I say. When down dog feels good, I'm like, okay, I'm working out now. Take one more big breath in. Sigh all the way out. Okay, I lied. Let's do that one more time. All the way in. Breathe and fill your lungs. Now stick out your tongue, sigh all the way out. You guys are on mute, so you can breathe however you want. Look towards the front of your mat. Hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana. Chair pose, one breath, sink really deep into your heels. Fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged down dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. And really pull the pit of your belly in and up here. Stay engaged with your core. A lot of times I find myself just flinging my leg back. So really create tightness in your core. Lift your knee up higher. Be strategic here, intentional. Flex your toes towards your face and go for flip dog. Take your foot all the way to the floor. Reach your hand up towards the sky. Stack your shoulder directly over your wrist on the ground. Very important for alignment. I see you checking, that's perfect. Really want to protect your shoulders here. Lift your hips towards the sky. Take a big breath in. High plank. Make your way to side plank on the right. So root into your right hand and come onto your right ankle. Lift your left hand up towards the sky. Create a long, straight line in your body. Lift your pelvis up towards your nose, tighten your core. Shift your gaze up to your top hand. We'll be here 2 more breaths. Where can you expand? Lift a leg. Do tree pose, sideways. Last breath. Come to your fullest expression. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Let's take a breath together all the way in, all the way out. Lift your left leg up towards the sky, three-legged down dog. Lift your knee all the way towards the sky. Feel your whole side body elongate, like from your pinky finger on the ground all the way up to your pinky toe. Find a space here. And flip your dog. Foot goes towards the earth. You can reach your hand towards the sky, or maybe even go for wheel. Reach all the way back and put your other hand on the floor. There you go. You're so close, Kelly. Go for it. I see you. Take a big breath in. Lift your hips up even higher. Expand to your greatest expression. Last breath. high plank. Side plank on the left. I really like to picture that I'm in Tadasana when I'm in this pose, but just on the ground sideways. With that same intention of elongating your spine. Lift your leg, lift your hips, lift your gaze. One more breath. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Take a big breath in and smile. Hello. Downward facing dog. Let's take one more breath together, all the way in, all the way out. Look towards the front of your mat and hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Right here, about the 5th or 6th chair pose, I start to build like this resentment, like, oh, we've already done chair. Can we just move on? But find gratitude here. It's a blessing that you have power in your legs, so sink even deeper in them. Feel your muscles contract. It's a beautiful thing. Sink even deeper. Last breath. Find your edge. Sink deep where you're almost going to fall on your booty. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Crescent lunge. Make sure all 10 toes are facing the front of the room. And in crescent lunge, I sometimes find myself doing crescent lunge like this, like with my back knee, like not on the ground, but also just like hovering over. So fire up your back thigh, like lift it all the way up towards the sky. Lift up with your pelvis, pit of your belly, in and up, breathe in. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. You can hook your elbow onto your knee. Keep your intention on that back thigh though. Lift up at your pelvis, at your hips, with your thigh, and then twist deeper at your thoracic spine. And expand when you're ready. You don't have to wait for me. What's best for you here? A half bind, reaching towards the sky. 2 more breaths. Take it to your greatest expression. Last breath, reach up as you inhale. Exhale, twist even deeper. Warrior 2. Spin your back heel onto the ground and sink deep in your lunge. Check out that front knee, press it out towards your pinky toe. Open your hips. Take a big breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. So bring your hand down towards the earth, reach your other hand towards the sky. Reach the crown of your head forward. Keep a neutral neck. Make sure you're not cranking your neck back. Neutral spine. Set your gaze at your top hand and keep going back. If a bind is there for you, go for it. Wrap your hand around by your hips, maybe even a double bind. Your other hand towards the floor goes up underneath your thighs and you clasp your fingers. Beautiful. Now maybe even take it to bird of paradise. Now that you have the bind, come up onto your back foot. Raise your other foot towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Release your bind. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. The most beautiful thing about yoga to me is that we can all have a very different practice. I love that. So take what your body needs. Take a big breath in. Sigh all the way out. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise up, fire up that back thigh, lift up. And lift up also through the crown of your head. So everything's moving up. Take a big breath in. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the left. Really keep your neutral neck here. Bring your intention there. Reach the crown of your head forward. And then go back. Open your arms when you're ready. Take whatever movement is good for you. Keep your hips squared. Twist at your thoracic spine. Set your gaze up. Go back even deeper. One last breath. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. And release. Come into warrior two. Come right into your lunge. Lift the front of your pelvis up towards your nose. Let your tailbone descend. Breathe in. Extended side angle. Bring your left hand to the earth, or block if you have it. And reach your right hand up towards the sky. Draw your shoulder blades in towards your spine and press them into your body. Go back. Take your right shoulder back, your left shoulder forward, twist even deeper. Last breath, reach up, inhale. Take a bind if it's there for you. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Look towards the front of your mat and float there. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. We meet again, sink deep. We're about to be twisting, so set up for the twist. Get your core tight, sink deep, and then bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Take a big breath in. And then twist. Pull the pit of your belly in and up and twist even deeper. And expand when you're ready. One hand towards the sky, the other on the earth. Keep your hips squared to the front of the room. Then twist deeper, right at your thoracic spine. Wring it out like a wet washcloth. One more big breath. Twist even deeper, find your edge. Ragdoll. So release, take your feet out nice and wide. Reach the crown of your head towards the floor. Stack your hips over your heels. Release your hands and hook your peace fingers onto your big toes. Take a big breath in, halfway lift, fill your lungs, and fold forward. Halfway lift, create one long straight line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Breathe in and fold even deeper. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Last one, big breath in. Exhale, sink as deep as you can. Release your toes. Toe heel your feet together, do a little jig. Come all the way up, chair pose, and sink deep. Lift the front of your pelvis and let your tailbone descend. And now come 6 inches deeper. There you go, I see you. Okay, bring your hands to heart center and twist left. Maybe glance down at your knees to check yourself. Make sure one's not popping out in front of the other. Square your knees, square your hips, and then twist at your thoracic spine. And set your gaze at your top hand. Expand whenever you're ready. Two more breaths. Where can you take it even deeper? Last breath all together. Reach up, fill your lungs. Exhale, twist even deeper. Ragdoll. Take your feet out even wider than you did the first time. Give yourself some space. Gorilla. Take your hands underneath of your feet. And place your weight in your toes, like in the balls of your feet. Come forward. Lift your hips towards the sky. Halfway lift, big breath in. Fold. Halfway lift, fill your lungs, flatten your spine, and fold forward. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Last one. Big breath in. Fill all the way. Fold forward. Release your hands from your feet. And go ahead and plug your hands into the earth. Set up for crow. I find it's a lot easier to come right out of that ragdoll into crow than it is to chaturanga. Maybe it's just me. But everybody's in crow. This is beautiful. We're all flying together. Get your toes off the earth. Lift up. Big breath in. Chaturanga. Shoot back. Beautiful. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Honestly, that's how I know it's going to be a great Thursday, is when everybody hits crow pose at the same time. It's like, I don't know, brings joy to my heart. Let's do it again. Walk your feet up your mat. Root your hands into the earth. Set your gaze right in between your hands. Lift your tailbone up. Bring your big toes together. 2 more breaths. Stay here. Last breath. Chaturanga. Beautiful, guys. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Look towards the front of your mat. Hop forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose once again. Sink deep. And set up for eagle on the right. So your right leg comes over and your right arm goes under, like a little pretzel. Draw everything into towards your midline and then sink even deeper in your lunge. Root the 4 corners of your standing foot into the earth and fix your gaze on a non-moving point. Two more breaths. Find stillness. Release, shake it out, do a little jig. And come into eagle on the left. So left leg over, left arm under. Press through your big toe mound. Pull the pit of your belly in and up, sink even deeper. 2 more breaths. Release. Once again, shake it out, whatever movement you need, and come right back into eagle on the right. Right leg over, right arm under. Lift the front of your pelvis up towards your nose and sink your tailbone even deeper. Two more breaths. Lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Give yourself some space to breathe. Unravel your leg and come into airplane. Shoot back. You can keep eagle arms for extra spiciness or take traditional airplane arms and reach back. Wherever you are, fix your gaze. Come into stillness here. Take your right pinky toe and dial it towards the floor. Square your hips towards the floor. Take a big breath in. Half moon. Bring your left hand to the earth or a block. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Stack your hips one on top of the other. And your shoulders too. Stack them. Reach up. Take a big breath in. Open up even more. Set your gaze at your top hand. Last breath. Ragdoll. Release. Shake it out. You need to shake your head back and forth or take your hands, walk them back. Whatever you need here. Whatever gives you a release. One more breath all together. Big breath in, fill your lungs. Sigh all the way out. Place your hands on the ground and toe heel your feet together. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chaturanga. Oh, no, don't chaturanga. I'm sorry. Utkatasana. So many fancy words. I'm like, please don't go to chaturanga from here. Okay, you did it. Everybody's in Utkatasana. Sink deep here. Seeing if you guys are paying attention. And then come into eagle on the left. Take a big breath in. Sink even deeper. Feel your legs support you here. Find stillness for 2 more breaths. Unravel and come into airplane. Shoot your heel back. Take whatever arms feel right for you. Keep your bind or reach back. Lift your heel to hip height, but keep your chest above your hips. Don't lean forward too much. Really feel your spine elongate from the crown of your head to the heel of your foot. Last breath all the way in. Half moon. Left hand comes towards the earth, right hand towards the sky. Peel your hips open, stack them one on top of the other. Set your gaze up at your top hand for 2 more breaths. Find stillness, maybe even grab your foot, do something crazy. Last breath. Ragdoll. Take a big breath in and let it all go. One more breath, fill up. Release. Release your hands. Toe heel your feet together. Rise up, Tadasana. Reach your hands towards the sky. Go for a back bend. Go all the way back. Big breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Tree on the right. So plug your right foot into your left leg, anywhere but your knee joint. Press your foot into your leg and also your leg into your foot. Set your gaze at a non-moving point. We'll be here 3 more breaths. Last breath, lock in your gaze and switch legs. Tree on the left. Bonus points if you kept your gaze fixed the whole time. In a world where everything's moving around us so quickly, find stillness right here in this moment for just 2 more breaths. Quiet your mind, your spirit. Just take a big breath in and out. Find peace. Release your foot towards the earth. Reach your hands towards the sky. Tadasana. Fill your lungs. Go back even farther than you did the first time. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. To the floor you flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior 1. Fill up, rise up. Warrior two, open up. Peel your hips open, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in, sink even deeper in your lunge. Triangle, Trikonasana. Straighten your front knee and come forward and down to the outside of your leg. Create contact with your right hand, whether it's on a block or the earth or your shin. Beautiful. Reach your left hand towards the sky and go back, expand. Peel your whole side body open. 2 more breaths. Expand to your greatest expression. Fill your lungs, go back even more. Warrior two. Come right back to your lunge. Straighten your front leg and turn all 10 toes towards the side wall for a side facing forward fold. Take a big breath in, reach the crown of your head up, reach your hands up, and fold forward. Draw your outer shins in, so be active in your legs and your feet. If you know tripod, you can go now. Halfway lift, big breath in, flatten your spine, fold forward. Take a big breath in, halfway lift, fill up, and fold forward. Last one, halfway lift, come to a flat spine, place your hands on your hips, lock your core in, and come all the way to standing, slowly. Beautiful. Turn all 10 toes to face the front of your mat and set up for triangle, pyramid. Step your back foot halfway up, reach up, and fold forward. Kelly, if you feel like you're walking on a tightrope balancing, you can take a little bit of a wider stance. It's really powerful, gives you a little more stability. Beautiful. Root your back heel into the earth. Take a halfway lift, flatten your spine, integrate your shoulders back, and fold forward. Halfway lift, fold, exhale. Last one, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Reach your hands up towards the sky, spark your fingers, breathe in. Warrior two, open up, exhale. Take a big breath in, sink deep in your lunge. Triangle. Come forward and down side of your leg, straighten that front leg. And stack your hips, almost like you're in half moon, how you stack your hips there. Do the same thing here. Peel your hips, one on top of the other. Reach the crown of your head forward, and now go back. Reach your hand back, twist deeper. 2 more breaths. Last inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, twist even deeper. Beautiful. Warrior two. Come back into the lunge. Turn all 10 toes towards the other wall. Clasp your hands behind your back for a bind and fold forward. Let your hands rinse right over your head. Stretch out your shoulders. And bring your hips forward. So kind of stack your hips like over your heels, even though your heels are spread out. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Big breath in, halfway lift. Fold forward. Big breath in, halfway lift, flatten your spine, and fold. Place your hands on your hips and rise all the way to standing from here. Draw your outer shins in. Beautiful. Set up for pyramid. All 10 toes face towards me. Straighten your legs, plug your back heel into the mat, reach up, or you can take a bind if you want to take a reverse namaste, or same thing, clasp your hands, yogi's choice. Go forward. Take a big breath in, release. You can bring a soft bend to your front knee. Big breath in, halfway lift, fold forward. Last one, flatten your spine, big breath in. Chaturanga, flow it out. Upward facing, downward facing. We'll meet in high plank. And then come to low plank, all the way to a hover. High plank. And now this is one of my favorite things to do now. Come into a forearm plank. So right hand and then left hand on your forearms. And then come right back up to a high plank. And do that 5 more times. So forearm plank, all the way up. 4 more, you've got this. Keep switching and breathing, very important. Keep going, big breath in and out. Last one, high plank, forearm plank, high plank. Now do 5 more, but start with your other hand. So come onto the earth and right back up. Pull the pit of your belly in and up, squeeze in tight. Keep switching, you're almost there. 1 more, forearm plank, high plank. Slowly sink onto your mat. You did it. Rest on your very favorite cheek. Take a big breath in. Sigh all the way out. Switch cheeks. 2 breaths. Reset. When you're stressed out or having a crazy day, I invite you to take this pose. It may not be fancy, but it's powerful. Just let it all go. Bring your hands to either sides of your hips. Face your palms towards the floor. And lift up for locust. Everything off of the earth. Everything but your hip bones, that is. Squeeze in towards your spine. Lift up even higher. Fire your feet up towards the sky. Squeeze in. Release onto your mat. You can take your knees side to side, whatever movement feels good. And then come right back in. Locust. Lift up, squeeze in, even higher than before. From your skin to your muscles, to your bones, hug in, lift up, and fold onto your mat. Release onto your mat. Knees go side to side. Let's do 1 more, locust. Come up, no time to waste. Drive your heels towards the earth, flex your toes towards your face. Lift up, last breath, breathe in. Release onto your mat. Knees go side to side. Come into upward facing dog. Reach your chest forward. Breathe in, downward facing dog. Breathe out. Make your way onto your back for bridge pose. And then you know where we're going. You guys are experienced yogis, so come right into bridge. Lift your hips towards the sky. Walk your shoulder blades underneath of your spine. Squeeze them together, lift your hips higher. Last breath, breathe in, lift up, release onto your mat. Take your knees side to side. We're gonna do 3 more back bends. So yogi's choice, you get to do 3 wheels, 3 bridges, or a unique combination, whatever you want. So wherever you're going, lift up now. First back bend, wheel or bridge, wherever you're going, lift up as high as you can. Drive your hips towards the sky, inhale, and come to your mat. Knees go side to side. And lift right back up. Root your feet into the mat, come up. Take something new, maybe lift a leg and then the other leg. Got a couple wheels and a couple bridges. Wherever you're going, lift up to your fullest expression, last breath, and come down. Wheel, chin to chest. Knees go side to side, stretch it out. And the last back bend. If you know wheel and your body can do it, then go right in now. Don't hold back. Lift up, breathe in. From your skin to your muscles to your bones, hug in, lift up. Fill your lungs. Chin to chest, come all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet come together. And let your knees fall out wide. Let gravity do all the work. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm anxious, is just feel my heartbeat. And know that I'm in complete control. Let's take a breath all together. Big breath in. Exhale all the way out. Place your hands underneath of your hip. Lift your feet towards the sky. Some of you know where we're going. Your feet just go right up immediately. Flex your toes and stack your heels directly over your hips. So one long straight line. And then lower your legs 30 degrees. Tighten your core. Pit of your belly comes in and up. Lower 30 more degrees. Now lower to a hover. Squeeze in. Glance at your piggies and wiggle them. And then come all the way back up 90 degrees. Most of the cameras are right at your feet, so I just see all these little piggies. Okay, come down 30 degrees. Flex your toes. Squeeze in. Come down 30 more degrees. Come all the way to a hover. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I wish I could wave my toes back at you guys. Lift your feet towards the sky. Place your hands right behind your head, and we'll do some bicycle twists. So release your right foot towards the earth, bend your left leg, elbow to knee, and then begin to switch. Like you're biking through soft sand. Yeah, there you go. Great job. And notice if you're just like biking as fast as you can, like take time, like feel your core tightening and lifting. Don't let your knees pass your hip bones for 15, 14, 13, keep switching. Definitely keep breathing. You've got this. Bring your elbow all the way up to your knee. Keep going for 8, 7, 6. You've got this. Breathe in and out of your nose. Just a few more. Keep pressing. 3, 2, 1. Release. Hands over your head. One long straight line. Stretch it out. Breathe in and breathe out. Rock and roll like 3 times. The teacher doesn't tell me how many, I just keep rocking and rolling and just keep going like 20 times. We'll meet in downward facing dog. However you want to get there. If you want to vinyasa through, or just pop right up. Let's take a breath together all the way in. All the way out. Set up for frog. So create right angles with your knees. Flex your toes towards your face. Pull the pit of your belly in and up and engage your core. Pull your pelvis up towards your nose and then press back. And setting up on your elbows is great, but then start to walk your hands forward. We'll be here for 10 breaths. So go ahead, find your edge and push past uncomfortable here. Like just release feelings of being uncomfortable and just be. You know, when all of this shelter in place and everything started, I thought that was like so uncomfortable and so confusing. We didn't know what to expect or how long we'd be in your house. But now I'm starting to feel that feeling again. Now I'm finally in a routine staying at home, but now they're releasing us back into the wild. And I'm like, that's almost more stressful in a way. I felt those feelings coming up, but I just decided to let it go. Because no matter what, I'm alive and breathing. And so pushing past uncomfortable is just a part of life. I invite you in this pose to just drop the feelings of being uncomfortable and just release and surrender into this pose. Sometimes it's a good thing not to have control. You have 3 more breaths. Just find stillness here. Anything you're holding on to, just literally let it go. Press in and breathe into that. Let's take 1 more big breath together. Fill your lungs. And exhale, press back, like find your edge, last breath. And come onto your belly, straighten your legs behind you. Take whatever movement you need after that hip opening, but we'll meet on our seat. Feet out in front of you. Flex your toes up towards your face. I like to place like a pillow or a block underneath of my knees so that I don't lock them out. Now reach your hands towards the sky, lift up through the crown of your head, and fold all the way forward, chest towards your thighs. And if you're feeling this really tight in the back of your legs, bend your knees more so you can release your lower back, not stretch your legs. Take a big breath in, fill up, halfway lift, fold forward. Take a big breath in, halfway lift, fold. Last one, halfway lift. Fill your lungs all the way. Exhale, reach the crown of your head forward, go even deeper. Release your feet. Come into an inversion of your choice. So that can be shoulder stand or waterfall or traditional headstand. Waterfall, place a block underneath of your hips. It's a waterfall kind of day. You guys all went there. I love it. Flex your toes up towards your face. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. If you were here in class, I'd be massaging your feet, so just take in a metaphorical massage here. Take a big breath in. Release all the way out. Take the block out from underneath of your hips. And come into a supine twist. So take your feet out in front of you, draw your right knee in towards your chest, and let it fall over to the right side, the left side, over your body. Set your gaze over at your right thumb. Two more breaths. Let gravity take you all the way to the floor. Come back to center and switch legs. Draw your left knee in towards your chest and let it fall over to the right side. Set your gaze at your left thumb. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Sink even deeper. Last breath. Come onto your mat. Come to center. Supta Baddha Konasana. Let your feet fall out wide, the soles of your feet together. Take 2 breaths. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Now hug your knees in towards your chest and ball up any amount of energy you have left. So squeeze and clench your toes and your eyes and your fists. Squeeze in through the pit of your belly. Squeeze in even tighter. Last breath. And release onto your mat. Savasana. Final rest. Bring your breath back to normal and quiet your mind. Bring movement into your fingers and toes. Make your way onto your right side for fetal posture. Just take 30 seconds here. Prepare your mind for your day. You get to choose what you fill your mind with: positivity and gratitude, love, peace. Make your way up to seated. Keep your eyes closed, feet crossed in front of you. Bring your hands to heart center, and we'll end this class just as we began with one powerful Om. Breathe in. Bring your thumbs to forehead center. We bow together. Namaste. Yay. All right, so doesn't look like I have any announcements for you guys. There's no paper here. Even on Facebook, I don't see much. So just pay attention to your social media. We'll have updates as far as when we can be back in the studio and what kind of events and workshops we'll have coming up. I know Leah and Amber always have a bunch up their sleeve to build community. And I love the Mbody community. This was the very first yoga studio I ever came to, and I never left. I came all the way through teacher training. And so I just stay plugged in via social media, and we'll make sure to communicate with you guys. And it was a blessing to spend a few minutes with you this morning. So have a good day, a good weekend, and we'll see you soon, okay? Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you, Chelsea. Bye, Suzanne and Lynn.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Nice to see you.